Lunch Buddies! So today we have something very special for you. We are doing a one-shot using the D&D supplement book, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. So today with me I have Arden XIII, I have MalTheCoolest, Nerd, and Critical Blink, also known as Simon. You might recognize him from the Protagonist Juice video that we put out recently. Now, normally in a D&D setting, we would be playing those fantastic protagonists, those heroes of legend, but today, we're going to be playing the sidekicks. So, using those stat blocks from Tasha's Cauldron. This is a mini-series in 3 parts, so make sure you hit that notification button so you know when that next video is coming out. But without further ado, this is still kicking. Alright. So, we start our journey with a hero. Now, you all have worked with this hero in the past. He has held many jobs, many titles, but one thing has always remained the same. This hero has great passion and care for others. When you were working with this hero, you would always notice his genuine, kind-hearted nature and his ability to accept anyone for who they are or where they came from. Throughout your travels, he would celebrate your strengths, embrace your faults, and only when you were ready would he encourage you to venture out into your own to have your own adventures. And even in your time apart, he would find time to send you letters and update you about his adventures, keep in contact with you. Now, however, you've all noticed that there's kind of been a lack of letters recently until just now. Within the past month, you've all received a letter inviting you to the Bjorn Estates in the country of Rodenef. This letter states that your old colleague has an assignment that will take the strength of all his past accomplices to complete. He would be very appreciative to have your aid. You have received a date for which you are expected to arrive, so you all set off. So, even at a distance, the smell of money and good fortunes can be felt emanating from the Bjorn Estates. With blue-tinted tiles and a thick plume of chimney smoke peeking through the tops of the trees, the estate offers an oasis from the thundering clouds and downpour of rain. So, the first to arrive would actually be Mal. So, go ahead, describe.
So, I suppose waiting outside the manor is a small, cat-sized purplish blue dragon.
Greenish blue, yes.
Greenish blue dragon. With a small leather cap on and a small traveling pouch full of gold. As he is waiting out front, he has decided to recount his gold, as he does whenever he has spare time, to make sure it's all there.
So as you're approaching the estates, you'll notice that there are 15-foot gray stone walls surrounding the small banner house. You've never been here before, ever. This is not a place that you would ever hang out. There's a small courtyard with a gravel path flanked both sides by shrubbery that guides you into the main hall, where candle and firelight beckon to enter. Why don't you go ahead and roll a perception check?
My dragon boys. Alright.
Be third.
That is a perception with a natural 20.
Fantastic!
First roll.
That's a good start.
That's a
I
good
like
start.
that. All right.
I love that. Hell yeah.
So as you are walking through the shrubbery to get to the front door, you have this sense of eyes peering and looking at you. Something is watching you, and with a natural 20, I will give it to you. It feels like it's coming from within the shrubbery, within the plants.
Shrub.
Juen would walk over to one of the shrubs very cautiously and sort of squawk. Just a ah!
Nothing moves from out of the shrubbery, and you still have that feeling that something's watching you, but like now you're like, okay, it's not something with inside the plants.
Oh, is the plants I reach out with my mind.
Okay.
I use my telepathy to reach out with my mind
Mm-hmm.
to see if there's something going on with the plants, and I sort of, in my brain voice, I go, hello? Someone in there? Hello? Hello? All right. I'll leave you to it then.
Bye.
Oh, a crowd, a family. All right.
You can assume that the entire walkway is filled with awakened shrubbery.
Outstanding. All right. Glad to see that.
Excuse me?
He's still at it.
All right.
Awakening things.
So you walk into the main hall. As you are entering, you can sense I guess you can hear. No, you don't really hear. But you walk in as another individual enters the courtyard.
So walking up is a moderately tall, probably average height, human male, puffing his chest out, clad in like very well worn leather armor. He's got a longbow on his back and a short sword on his hip. He's got a very like I am here kind of posture as he like saunters up the boardwalk, I suppose.
Go ahead and do another perception check.
That is, am I trying to perceive to be hearing something?
Yeah.
So then I would get advantage thanks to my sidekick ability.
Yay! Keen senses.
Keen senses.
There you go.
So that was an 11. That was a 16. Base 16. I will take that plus 18.
All right. You are looking around, and the fire and the candlelight within look very inviting. And you see the doors close as someone else had just walked in. And do you make your entrance?
Oh yes. This time I'm hurriedly, like I was trying to saunter in very casually. They're like, oh yeah, no, I'm meant to be here. But then realizing that somebody apparently has arrived before me, I'm now sweating bullets and trying to get into the building.
All right. So as the both of you enter this banner house, the ceilings within the main hall are well over 20 feet tall, and they are well dusted and cleaned. Banners of the two main houses of Rodenef hang in decoration. However, there are a lot more flags resembling the House of Basin, which is a bear, than Fair, which is a peacock. An enormous fireplace fills the entire room with its warmth, while trinkets and small treasures rest on the mantle. There are no monsters or animal trophies to be seen anywhere in this room. A grand table is set with goblets, plates, silverware decorated with small silver candlesticks, and a single pot of green shrubbery for balance, make everything look all nice. In the northern corner of the room sits an elevated platform that hosts a single chair, and that is what you see when you enter. You see...
Do I see him?
Yes, when you walk through the door, you almost run into a flying pseudo-dragon that is.
Oh, pardon me. Excuse me.
It's nice to meet you. And he takes off his little leather cap and does a bow.
So within your mind, you see this pseudo-dragon kind of tip his hat, and in your head you kind of feel this like welcoming presence and like, nice to meet you.
Oh. Have I ever encountered pseudo-dragons before? Was this a strange occurrence for me, people being in my head?
You might have, you might have seen pseudo-dragons before. You haven't met one. Most of the time they're more feral, like they'd be out in the wild. This one seems to be of upstanding culture and upbringing, and is quite polite.
I will still be remotely cautious around you, but I will yes, it is good to meet you. You know, the only reason you beat me here was there was this old lady down the street that she needed help crossing the road. She had groceries from the grocer, and I couldn't help but stop and assist her.
But of course, I didn't think it was a race, but...
As you are talking at the entrance of the door, a set of full plate armor, you can't see, you just hear this voice echoing out from in it. Oh, welcome. You must be a part of the group that we are calling together today.
I'm gonna draw my sword and point it at this suit of armor that just
Like-
bellows out.
Right.
Ah! Who are you? What are you doing?
Jordan would look over and be like,
I wasn't scared.
Yeah, you'll see the suit of armor be like, yes, hello, welcome to the Bajorn Estates. I am the housekeeper. My name is Drone.
Ah, yes, you were the housekeeper. Drone, I knew that, of course.
Paul
course.
Drone. And
Paul Drone, the animated armor.
and
oh.
we're just getting started.
Paul Drone.
He says, well, we are still waiting on a couple more guests as they will enter here soon, but here's the table. And he's a very, for how big he is, this is
He's definitely like a shoulder to
6
cry on.
Oh yeah, he's like
person.
6'5" suit of armor.
Okay.
He's big, but he's
he's-
just like, hello, welcome to my house. I'm taking care of everything. This is what I do. And he's like welcoming you in, getting you drinks if you need anything. Walking around. Again, you might see a couple different faces go in and out. No, human, no normal people, you would say. You see a
Normal folk.
normal folk. You're about as
The
normal as they get.
commoners.
You say as you're walking through, and Paul begins to show you around and talk to you about, be like, oh yeah, what were your names again?
Oh, I'm sorry. How rude of me! I did not introduce myself. My name is Morntor Rainsford. Pleasure to meet you. I don't have a cap.
And I am Juliet.
Good.
morning,
Right.
folks.
Welcome. And he
Yes.
will begin to show you around this dining hall and put you every place at the table has a little name card, and everyone has their own spot at the table. You will see a giant goat who Paul names Ernie. You will see a who's awakened, and he's just like, food. When's the food coming? Food! Just yelling.
Somebody get us food, please.
For the love of God, he's eating the table.
Just chewing the tablecloth.
Yeah.
Just chewing on the corner. Just
You will see a giant badger whose name is Oswald, and he's sitting at the table. It's very nice. He's like, welcome. It's very nice to see you here.
It's nice to meet you as well, Oswald.
Pleasure to meet you.
I hope the journey was good. The rain, it's terrible this year, but that's fine. It's all good. My wife at home, you see, and it's just info dumping on you guys. You will see.
Am I gonna learn about his wife? At
Oh
home?
yes. You're gonna
Lovely.
learn lots of things about Oswald. You'll see an ugly, toothy goblin who is a one-man band that is dancing around the dinner table. It's very loud in here. It's very loud. His name is Tubulus Stoles, and he is just like.
Tubulus.
He's just like, yeah, let's go, woohoo! And you're beginning
he's the
to.
psychic hype man.
And you're beginning to realize that all of these people within the room that you're seeing
I
in,
didn't know they had that archetype.
yeah, they have all been past sidekicks to this hero. Yeah, looking around, you'll see a Cocker Spaniel named Brutus. You'll see a Wolf Great Dane mix named Ollie. And yeah, so you begin to sit down. After about 30 minutes, Paul will just be like, well, I think this is about everyone that we're waiting for. I think we're waiting on only a couple more, but I can see that you're hungry, so we'll just get right on to dinner. And he'll snap his fingers and go ahead and roll me another perception check. Actually, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is a 15.
Yours, Mel?
I've lost it.
Bottom of the page, underneath your stats and skills.
Oh, yeah. 13.
Oh, okay. Yeah, both of you don't need to roll for this. As you sit down, you're ready for dinner, you see this cart come flying through where you assume the kitchen is, And you're like, oh wow, that's going really fast. Maybe he's got an animated cart. And you look down at the wheels and you see a swarm of rats pushing a cart of food into the room as they begin to take the plates up and serve. And they will, instead of like you picking off the food, they'll be like, oh no, allow me. And you'll have rats that will take the food off of the plates and set it onto your plates and like fill up your goblets and everything like that. And they're like,
I love them.
You were too excited about
oh,
this.
I love them. And
They are best boys.
they are going to be, if you need your goblet refilled or if you need a second helpings, they are just going to sit there on the table. And they have their own little like bathing area on the table too, so they can like wash their hands and all that stuff. But yes, you have a lovely meal.
Looking expectantly
Oh,
at
yes.
us like, may I serve you,
Yeah,
sir?
Every time I need something refilled, I would reach into my little coin pouch and like hand them this large piece of gold.
Oh my gosh, you do that and they're like
I'm imagining the
Every time
Aristocats,
I would just tip
where
my
it's just
little
like,
leather cap.
Yeah. So, as you
Oh my
are,
God.
yes.
Did he teach them the concept of currency?
Yeah, everybody here understands currency. So, as you begin to
No.
eat the food, you will notice, however, that your companion or your hero that you once traveled with has not made his appearance. The main chair where you would expect to find him is still empty, even well into dinner, and you are, there's still an empty place at the table, which you assume is where he would sit, but he has not arrived yet. However, about 45 minutes into dinner, you're starting to get that kind of like you're full, really starting to wonder where your hero is. The doors swing open with a flurry, and you see in the door frame a hooded figure with a mask and a white cloak, kind of like walking in and shivering in as you hear this scream echo throughout the hall, and you see Cauldron kind of like stand up very quietly. He goes over to a plant in the corner and like puts the tarp back over the plant, and the hush falls back over the group. It's like he's a shrieker, I tell you. He just cannot keep quiet, I tell you what. And he says, "Welcome, stranger. How are you? Who are you?"
Sorry I'm late. I kind of got sidetracked a little bit, just for a second. Kind of lost some, sorry.
No, welcome. Come right on in. We've saved a seat at the table for you.
Thank you so much. Sorry again, I did not see the time that I...
And who might you be?
I am, Lindile Dinfa.
Welcome.
And you just see this very, very, like, very thin character, probably about 5'8", roughly. Just like human-sized, but like shorter. Very thin.
Bony, even.
Very much skin and bones. Wearing a mask and a full like cowl, and like just has every bit of skin covered, and just is like panting and like very quickly, like no eye contact, power walking towards his seat that is just there open for 45 minutes. He's just like, I'm sorry.
So, as you sit down again, you notice everyone at the table has, you are sat next to Ernie and
Careful, he might eat your cloak.
yeah, pretty much, and
Just
Brutus.
like tie the cloak around me.
You're sat next to Ernie and Brutus as you are eating, and Paul will then stand up at the end of the table, surrounded by all of you sidekicks, and he will say, well, now that we're all here, I have a confession to make. And he's kind of like very nervous. You see his
The
fingers
tapping
like
gets
he's
faster.
like he's wearing plate, so it's this like and he says, yeah, and he will say, I have to admit that I was the one that sent out the letters that brought you all here. It was not Wolsey Bjorn or Lorcan Fraser or and he begins to list off a series of names, some of which you like you recognize Wolsey, you recognize Lorcan. He's just Fod to you, so you're just kind of like, great, who is this man?
What?
And so he's like, well, let me start my story. So he will begin. He will say,
Where's Woolsey?
he said, I will tell you in just a moment. I do not know, to be honest, but I will tell you here in just a moment. And so he will begin. He will say, I joined Woolsey Bjorn, as most of us know him. I joined his company about 6 months ago. And we had taken up a job to go down to Fu Glen, which is the country to the southwest, to hunt werewolves. And we were going to take up a job and have a fantastic time. It's the first time I'd ever been on a great adventure. I was so excited. But he had to take a stop in Estermary to grab something before we left. So he went to go meet a friend in Estermary, as he apparently does sometimes. But instead of returning, I got a letter sent to here saying that I was dismissed from his service and that I was to look after his house in his absence. He said that he'd be gone for upwards to a year, and the way that the letter was written, and he'll pull it out and show it to you, it didn't seem like Woolsey ever actually intended on returning to his estates. It's really not normal for Woolsey to go back on his jobs, especially after taking up such an undertaking as fighting werewolves, and he seemed very excited about it. But it just didn't make sense. You know, I was looking for a way to contact him, or maybe some of his friends, and I found this book. I'll hold up a book, and it'll say like, it'll be sidekicks written in cursive, and it'll have like a little heart written next to it. And he will begin to flip through it, and he'll kind of show everybody, and he'll be like, he's this is where he keeps all his letters and all of his information about us, to keep tabs on us, as well as it looks like his own records to keep his stories straight. But it doesn't seem, there's some funny business that's happening, because when I met Woolsey 6 months ago, he looked like he said he was about 30 years old. And when he says that, everybody roll intelligence checks.
Just intelligence checks?
Mm-hmm.
Well, can I roll to see if I make the connection between this person they keep talking about and Thad?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's a 7.
Yeah, you're still kind of just like,
Would this be
Why
investigation?
Where's Thad? Why am I here?
where's my dad?
Is this investigation or is this more history?
This would be history.
Okay, 15.
Oh, 4.
Okay, you're kind of like,
You're just making direct eye contact with
you're
this
trying
goat?
to piece together.
Yeah, I'm just.
Where is he? Get on with it, Paul. So this actually kind of makes sense for you, Lynn, because when he says that, you're like, but wait a minute, if he was 30 when you met Lorcan, or from now on we'll just call him Woolsey, when you met him 20 years ago, he looked like he was about 30. So you're kind of like, how does that work? How would he, by this point, he would look 40 to 50 years old, because you guys have been apart for this long.
Did he age regularly for the 10 years we were together?
Yeah, he aged like a normal human. This is a human man. So, that is what you know.
Well, that's heckin' weird.
This is spooky.
So, and Paul would continue, and he would flip all the way to the first page, and he would show a picture of a, and this one has like the most information on it, because it would have been his first sidekick. And it is a half-elf woman, and she looks to be a mage, and like stacks on stacks of letters and things like that. But next to her name, it'll have her birth date, and then it'll have another date. It'll be her death date. So she had passed away. So you know that at this point, something fishy is going on.
He's outlived his first sidekick, who is an elf, and he is a human.
Half-elf, yes.
Oh.
That's
still suspect. Is
Would I know of any magics that can make a regular human just not age like that?
You can, but like I said earlier, he has aged. Like, when he traveled with you for 10 years,
Yeah.
he regained those scars and he was visibly aging. Like, you guys were out in the desert for a while, his knees were starting to give out, and he wasn't feeling comfy.
Jewin would like to stand up and be like, excuse me, I don't mean to
Yes.
bother, but, why am I here?
No, yeah. And Paul will...
I was looking for, I was sent a letter to, maybe I'm at the wrong sidekick meeting.
and Paul...
Oh, I actually already did that. That's why I'm...
maybe I was supposed to be at the
do you think we got our letters swapped?
I will take my leave.
No, Paul will begin to flip through and he will find you in the book, and you are actually towards the end, so you are more of a recent sidekick. And he'll be like, oh, yes, and he'll like hold up a picture, and in it is like a little portrait, like a mini drawing of you when you were hatching, and then a mini drawing of you when you were older, and then there's like one where it's like kind of ripped up and torn apart, but it looks like you over a pot of gold or something.
Oh, no, we don't need to look at that. No one look at that. Please put that away. Please put those away. Oh, goodness.
And
All
he's
right.
like, oh, yes. He said that in this, he wrote that you called him Fod.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh. Fod's missing.
Yes. Yes. So Paul would then begin to continue. He'd say, yes, things seemed a bit off. Obviously, he went missing when he went to Estermary to go talk to a friend, and now he's gone. And
Well, then obviously we need to go to Estermary.
Yes. And Paul says, well, I would love to, that is why I called this meeting, and I am gathering a group of us to go to Estermary to go investigate what happened. I have this letter, and he will put the letter that was given to him from Woolsey like 6 months ago. No. Yeah, 6 months ago. And he'll say, I can't go with you. I think that it would be best if I went to go deal with the werewolf problem down in Fu Glen. I know that he, said he'd go deal with that, and he can't now, so I think I should go at least to do what I can.
So then we should divide and conquer.
No. He's like, no. I can deal with the werewolf thing. That'll be fine.
But what if you get bitten and turn into a werewolf? I say to the suit of armor.
And he looks at you and he says, then I will become a werewolf armor.
Well,
That'd be pretty badass.
He says, but I was looking to get some volunteers together to lead this group to Estermary. I know that I called you here on short notice, and some of you, your time of adventure
As he
up.
as he is still talking and being very timid about it, Morntor will stand very dramatically and I will lead the expedition to Estermary.
Like, there's a silence. There's not like a clapping or you're expecting
I know.
like a hurrah. Like, no one is everyone's just like.
I'm still holding it. I'm just still.
this is what some of the mouses to grab his cape and just blow it in the wind.
Yeah, some of the rats are like.
Yes.
Yeah. But yes, the
Realizing that nobody is saying a goddamn thing, will anyone join me?
Jordan would be like, just wondering for I'd really no. How much gold would be involved in this quest? Just curious. Not because I would want any at all.
Paul says, if he's in some sort of trouble, I'm sure there'll be a reward to get him back, and if not, I'm sure.
My dear friend, I believe I will go with you.
Okay. All right. Just give me a pause because I think the camera is off because I think half of Arden's head is being cut off. Paul will then say oh, thank you very much, thank you. Anybody else needing to journey out? And you'll see you'll see Ernie the goat is like not paying attention. Oswald is like, I think the missus would be very mad at me if I left again for a long period of time. She just can't. I just, I've got the little ones at home, I just can't. I can't.
It's all right, Oswald.
You'll see. Totally forgot about this one. As you were all retconning, as you're all eating dinner, you would see. Everyone roll a perception check real quick. I'm sorry, I really wanted to have this character.
That is a 10.
Okay.
15.
You'd be the only.
Sorry, 9.
It's okay. Yeah, you'd be the only one to notice this, but you would see like a fleshy hand crawling up onto the table, and it would crawl up and find a piece of food, and not even like eat it. It would just kind of like smack onto the food, and you just see it doing this. and Paul at one point throughout dinner would be like, "Dexter, do you like your food?" And it's just a creepy crawling hand that is.
Dren would just look at the hand and be like,
Yeah, and Dexter.
Is it an undead hand?
Yes, it's a crawling hand, crawling claw, with a mouth right here. But yes, no, Dexter. Dexter would say no. Dexter says no, he can't do any more adventuring. The one-man band goblin is a older goblin. Goblins don't live to be that long, so he's.
How can we ever hope to take you outside of your purview of influence, your fans, your adoring fans? What disservice we would do to them by taking you along with us to Estremary.
He's like, yeah, no.
You joke till you find out he's a level 20 bard.
Yeah. Mass suggestion, you're all staying here.
Yes.
But yes, he just.
These are my sidekicks now.
And Pauldron would then look at you and say, Mr. Lin, I think that the two sidekicks that are going off on their own would do very well with a mage of your status.
Oh, me. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
You should probably find Lorcan.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
3 is a prime number. I love prime numbers.
It is a good number.
Paul.
He's a prime. What does that mean?
Think like steak, like prime.
I do like
the
steak.
best.
A well-cooked number.
It's not quite well done,
Ah, yes,
Uh,
yes.
Paul would then say,
Prime.
there is one other that could join you on this journey if you would like. He doesn't really eat, so he doesn't normally come to dinner. But I will call for him, and he'll be down here in a second. In the meantime, while I go gather him, look at the letter, look at what you wish, and figure out. One more thing. When he was venturing to Estremary, I do remember this very vividly. He took with him a couple different items. He took with him a scorpion tail, an adder's fang, and a dead spider.
Oh, like the stuff he and I used to go and gather whenever we were working together.
And he also took a substantial amount of gold. And I'm not talking like a fun weekend, and if armor could blush, it's one of those where it's like, not like a fun weekend with a pretty lady type thing, but more like 5 years worth of salary, and that he didn't come back. So I'm concerned that he either got robbed or is being ransomed or something.
Joanne is trying to take notes in his on one of his little scrolls, and hears about this gold and begins to shake, and his mouth visibly begins to water. He's trying to keep it together. Good.
I can
Okay.
quit gold anytime I want, guys.
Need the gold.
Yes. So in front of you, you have the letter that was given to him. That came from Estremary, and yes, so if you would like, you can roll either perception or investigation on the letter, or Simon, if you wanted to roll an Arcana check on the ingredients, you can do that.
I would like to roll perception.
You.
I would like to
You.
announce my second natural 20 of the night.
All
That's
right,
a
what
natural
do you
20 perception
This one rolls a
check
lot.
on the letter.
On the letter, okay. And I will throw in a little bit of investigation because that is a natural 20.
That
So,
is a dirty 20
a dirty 20, and what are you doing?
on perception on the letter.
Perception on the letter.
Solid 7 on the Arcana.
Okay.
That is gonna go right back there.
So we'll start with the 7. Hearing these ingredients, yes, these are the same ingredients that you and Lorcan would travel throughout the deserts of Avium to gather. They are, I mean, scorpion tails are a little hard to come by in Rodineth, so you can guess that he probably had a stash of those taken from Avium. Dead spiders, snake's fangs. Meh. Some of this you're kind of like, this sounds like ingredients for maybe a potion. Wow, maybe. You're more so like, oh my god, I just signed up for another adventure. I'm not ready for this. Oh my god, blah, blah, blah. You're pancake. So, natural 20 and dirty 20. Looking at this letter, we will start with you because it makes sense why you would notice. At the very top right hand of the letter, you see a kind of like a symbol that's been pressed into the paper. It is a symbol for the College of Coxearth in Estermary. It is very, it's a well-known college, it's a wizard's college, and the paper that it's been written on is not actually like your normal parchment. It's a spell scroll parchment used by wizards. Yes. For you, Mal, with your natural 20, you notice 2 things. 1, you notice not only the symbol that's been pressed into it, you notice a name that's kind of been written at the top of the paper, but then like erased, kind of. So you have the name Galehar on there. But you also, you notice 3 things. Galehar is the name. The writing on the paper, it does match Wolsey's handwriting, but it looks shaky. It looks, he was either very nervous, very concerned. It just looks like he was stressing to get this letter out. Another thing you notice is a smell, because you're a pseudo-dragon, you have a higher sense of smell. You have this smell, it's a specific perfume that hits your nose. It smells very, very expensive and very, something that a noble-born or a higher noble would wear. And it is not Wolsey's scent. So, someone he was with. But now you have that smell. But yes, those are good checks on everything. But
Good
yes.
checks.
As
Good
you
checks.
are, good checks, guys, good checks. As you are coming downstairs, or I'm sorry, as you are finishing this up, you see Cauldron come downstairs, and behind him, you see a flying sword following him down.
Is it upright and like hopping down the stairs?
Yep,
I love
doing
it.
his thing. It is a fairly long, straight blade made of obsidian. It has, has a grip wrapped in a dull white stingray leather. So it is like a white
Oh.
leather. On the
Very well dressed blade.
Yes.
Sharp.
Yes, on the blade itself, there's on the blade itself is engraved. It is engraved with the visage of Gale, which is the god of justice and law in Rodineth, and the phrase "May you be free" on the sword. And Paul will walk down and be like, "Okay, hi guys. So this is Oathkeeper. Doesn't really talk. Because he's a sword. But yes, if you I have talked to him, and he's looking to join you guys if you feel like you need help. But if not, He's kind of one of those like go with the flow kind of guys. So if you want him to join you, he can, but he can also just hang back and hang out.
Lindau will like walk up to the sword and like kind of crouch down and like look at the portrait that's like, what is it, like engraved into the blade, and just like, so what do you do exactly? Like, you're a pretty cool sword, not gonna lie. But I mean, like, what do you? It's like, I do the pew pew.
Jordan would flap over to him and lean over to him and go, "Ah!" Apologies, friend. I don't think it's appropriate to just ask someone what they do. What thing. You know what it is. It feels vaguely disrespectful.
I mean, what do you do?
Well, I write, and I'm quite a poet.
So it's not rude,
I can
it's just
sing.
asking, you know.
I can sew a little bit, not well, but I've been practicing.
As he's
I'm a
saying-
leathersmith.
Right, so these, instead of actually hearing him saying these things, you're getting images in your mind. So you're seeing him playing an instrument. You're seeing him write with the stinger on his tail. You're seeing him...
Knitting.
You're seeing him knitting. You're
He like
seeing
dips
him...
his tail into
Yeah.
ink in order that's...
You're seeing these things, and images are flashing across your face as he's like, this is what I do, and you're kind of like seeing the full portfolio of what Jen can do. But as this sword is kind of just sitting there, it's just kind of like...
Linda will go,
I kind of go, burp.
No.
Okay.
Oathkeeper, I will approach. Again, just
The legendary warrior that he is.
the legendary warrior, Morntor.
Montauk.
Will you join us on this noble quest to usurp our longtime friend from whatever perils he may have befallen him?
You just see the sword go like a very quick, like,
nods.
nods.
Fantastic. Shall we? Do you do the scabbard thing, or just are you a floater?
That's a no.
That's a no on scabbard. Okay. All right then. Have no fear.
Prefers to go bare. I get that.
Yes. So Paul will then say, I would invite you to stay the night. We've got some things. It's still storming outside. It's still raining. It's still gross. So he's like, please stay the night. Enjoy yourselves. Get to know some more of the people at the table. And you can leave in the morning. So you stay and you enjoy your time there. Whoever stays over, in the table the longest will notice that the book. Well, actually, everyone make perception checks again.
That's a 10.
Oh no.
15.
I messed up.
15s and 20s for you, man.
Yeah, I promise this isn't trick dice.
That's a 19.
Okay, for a 19.
I goofed because I realized that I have a +5 to my perception.
Oh!
Is that proficiency? Is it a +1?
Yes.
Mine is 1,
Okay.
yes.
So yes, you... Actually, it's a +2. Everybody, your proficiency bonus is a 2. I misread the book when I was
Okay.
filling out these character sheets. They make it so easy, and I can still do it so wrong.
We're proud of you.
But yes, so, Montour, when you are probably engaging in conversation with Oswald, you get this feeling that something is watching you. Again. And your eyes kind of like go across the table, but not necessarily across the table, but towards the center of the table where there's a bush, a little shrubbery. and you're noticing again, but this time this shrubbery has like 2 little ovals with like a piece of glass that has like been shaped over them with a little bead in the middle. It's my version of medieval googly eyes. That have been placed on top of them, and you have this feeling that something is watching you.
Is it Thud?
Hello.
Hello. It speaks.
I am Morntor Rainsford.
I'm Bush. George Bush.
No.
Ambush. Hello there. Ambush.
I'm the groundskeeper and the captain of the guard.
He's also the
I
ground.
see.
Did you see my children out front?
Those are your children. Strapping fellows.
I did well.
You did. You raised good bushes.
I did.
I love them.
Strong stock.
Strong stock, thank you.
Are you going out?
I will be venturing to Estermary, yes.
Take me with you.
I would be happy to, but the captain of the guard should perhaps stay with his coterie, and to take the captain of the guard and his guard with us to Estermary, I think to show up in such force would be unwise.
You use a lot of big words. I am but a bush.
I am but a
Named George.
George.
Maybe you should talk to Paul.
Yes.
Do you have? Is one of your kids named anything?
Okay, we'll end this part
These
before Mal
puns.
has
These puns are going to kill
They're
me.
not gonna stop. I hope you're gonna.
I
I,
know.
hope you're ready
I
to
know
die
they're
from
not.
psychic damage this session.
Oh, yeah. And that's all. I just needed George Bush to be allowed into the setting. Okay.
He's not George
You need-
Bush is canon, so.
Yeah, he needs to be a canonized character in this.
So
George Bush.
George
George
Bush. Anyway, so you wake up the next day. And you that night you were all given your own rooms.
I was okay with the way you were looking at me.
I know. I practiced.
You practiced?
Just like, how do I want this character to look? Just.
Really, it doesn't use them to see.
No.
They're just there.
Put them there.
Paul put them there! So they're literally just googling eyes, just like...
He sees all.
He sees all. Anyways,
Ew.
so the next day, you all take me with you.
Can we take George Bush?
You can.
I will carry you.
I like him.
Paul, would it be wise to take the captain of the guard?
I mean, that's more so like a nice title that we give him because, well, I mean, his children most outside. It's more like captain of the intruder alert. So it's like we know when the bad guys are coming in because his kids will just tell us.
They just scream as they.
Yeah.
So what quality does he have as a...
Well, he's a bush. He's a
blue.
wonderful gardener.
Well, we should not take the gardener away from the house. What disarray the shrubbery would be in without their
I
gardener.
agree.
Listen, what do you have against George Bush?
I
I like him.
I think we've got
I also
enough with the three of us and Sword Boy.
Oathkeeper, yes.
Oathkeeper.
Yes.
No,
But I
Sword
was just
Boy.
thinking that perhaps the bush could be of some service, some stealthy service.
Are you going
If
to
you-
use the?
Would you
bush
like
as-
to do-
Are you going to use the bush as fodder?
No.
If you decided to, on the way out the next day, take George Bush with you, there would be not a loud commotion, but there would be lots of rustling as the other shrubbery begin to be like, "No, Dad, don't leave us, Dad. Stay, Dad.
Yeah, I'm not
Come
taking
on,
you.
Dad. Don't leave us, Dad." And he'd be like, "I think I should stay.
I've changed my mind.
I've changed my mind."
That's fine, I wasn't going to take you anyway.
Okay.
We shall miss you, George Bush.
Yes, I will see you soon.
Captain of the guard, and I will salute him.
You see like a leaf that like tries to salute. It's just a leaf.
The leaf that kind of goes. Eh.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just like shit.
Anyways,
I'm going to miss George Bush.
so the road to take to Estermary, the journey is going to take 5 days. So you begin out on your journey. There are no horses to take, so you are just walking this journey.
That's fine, I don't need a horse.
Mm-hmm.
I can make this journey on foot.
Yes. So, to streamline this a little bit, while you are on the road on the third day, you will be walking along. What is everybody's passive perceptions?
15.
13.
You will hear it first, and it is the sound of a low croaking noise.
The hark!
And you shout, "Hark!"
Hold, friends.
And when you do so, yes, and when you do so, there is kind of like this silence that comes across the woods.
Why did you hark?
I was alerting you to the croaking.
Yep. And as there is this kind of moment of silence, a large figure will jump from the side of the road into the center of the road. It is a giant toad, and it is eyeing your pseudo-dragon friend, who looks like quite the tasty dragonfly.
Stay behind me!
I would like you all to roll initiative.
Fantastic.
What? I'm sure that's fine.
Yes. So, what is everybody's initiative?
I got a 20 total.
Okay.
14.
14 as well.
15 dexterity.
Damn it.
You beat him by 1. By a solid 1.
Alright, well, Froggy Boy's gonna go last, so that kind of stinks. But,
Wait, what about Oathbreaker?
yep, he is right after you. So, initiative order is going to be Linden, or Lindile, Oathkeeper, Jen, Montour, Giant Toad.
Got
So,
it.
if you are ready, Simon, there's a giant toad in front of you eyeing down your pseudo-dragon friend.
I assure you, sir, I do not taste good.
Wow! I'm just gonna do a screw it firebolt because
Firebolt.
we do pew pew out here.
Alright.
Let's roll that. That's natural 20.
Fantastic. Alright.
Great.
Great.
Good.
I want to show off this supplement anyway.
Great.
Great.
Good for you. Alright, that's 2d10, and so that is 11 fire damage, because I rolled a 10 and a 1.
Alright.
So,
Fantastic.
so
Good
that's
job.
that's a solid. Wah!
Yep.
That was a good panic shot.
That was a very good panic shot.
Good
Well
panic
done.
shot.
Alrighty.
Jesus.
Next is going to be Oathkeeper. And he is going to get close to the... He's going to kind of fly ahead of the party and shoot towards the frog.
Steekity frog.
And he's going to hit the frog. And... Okay. Yeah, so he is going to... Oathbreaker... Or Oathkeeper is going to kind of go up and just like you see it slice down across the frog, across his middle. The frog's hide's a little thicker than you would think, but it is still a good swipe. So the sword is just kind of like standing there, ready to go.
Square up, bro. Square
Ready
Yeah,
to
we're
go.
gonna square up.
Alrighty, Mal.
Ready to swim.
Julian would be like, my time has come. He would pull out his little tail, and then he would grab it, like, and he would run in and attempt to stab the frog with his tail.
Fantastic, go for it.
Oh, 9.
So you go in, and you like go to like use your tail, and just your timing is just off enough where like you caught him.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Sorry, wrong proficiency.
Should be,
11.
Then you meets it beats. So you
Okay.
just barely miss as Oathkeeper like swings right out of the way, and you're able to go right in and use your stinger right on this toad. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Hell yeah. Roll that d4.
3,
Okay.
and the frog must make a DC Constitution 11 saving throw or be poisoned. A 6 or less, and it falls unconscious.
You all see as this frog in the middle of the road, you stab it, and it just like its eyes widen, and it just like goes night night.
What? and everyone's head, you just hear what you've gotten used to as Xuan's brain voice going, ah! But on the outside, it's just a squeaking.
Stick.
Yes. So you.
Wow.
Wow.
Fall, foul beast.
Yes, and the beast does fall down.
You will not munch upon me this day.
Yes. All right.
God.
If it is okay with the class, I would like to do one more combat because there are some really cool abilities for sidekicks to do. And let us see.
I'm sorry,
Hold
they
up.
hacked it.
Wow.
DM panic right
That was-
here.
That was absurd.
That was
so
really
clean.
quick.
that was the cleanest combat I've ever had in D&D in my like almost 5 years of playing
Oh
now.
my gosh.
And we're
Alright.
sidekick characters.
Let's try this again.
Well.
Clean.
I was sitting over here kind of afraid because I only rolled a 13 to break armor class, but I rolled max damage on my attack die,
Right.
on my damage die, and I was like, oh.
So the dice show up for recordings.
They
That's
sure
what this
do.
means.
They sure do.
These are-
Alright.
these
That
are-
is 3 natural 20s in under an hour.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay.
I know how Cat feels about it.
Trying again.
Cat
Next
feels like-
day. Okay, I was just. You all continue on the road. It is a victory for you all. It is a fantastic.
That is a.
I mean, at that point, you can just butcher the thing, and if you wanted to, or run away.
I would just put,
Yeah, let's just walk past it. It's
there's no
fine.
need.
There's no need. The frog would wake up. What is it? A minute later, or an hour later? How long does your poison last?
I don't know how unconsciousness works. For pseudo-
On 6 or left, it just says the creature falls unconscious.
Okay.
So
Yeah. He would wake up
Probably short
sometime.
rest.
Yeah, he would wake up sometime later and think that it was all a dream. Just very confused. Like that happened really quick.
it was a nightmare.
Ow.
It's very confusing.
He is also a little bit singed.
a little
And
bit.
a little bit
Touch.
cut.
A little cut, but he's like, whatever, we're just gonna go find another dragonfly. Anyway, so just a day away.
Yeah, it's an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a day away from Estermary, you think you are in the clear. And again, everybody do perception checks.
Hearing?
Yeah.
I get advantage.
Good thing, too.
Yeah, good thing. I mean,
Solid
that's
10.
still an 8.
19.
8!
Simon?
10.
Okay.
I rolled an 8 both times.
The only one that would hear it, or I guess smell it coming, would be Jen, and you would have this, like, sense of fear come over you, and you're like, that's not good. Something doesn't sound right about this. And you would see as a... No, we won't throw that at you just yet. You'll see a brown bear crawling out of the woods.
A brown bear?
Had to up the CR a little bit. And
Clearly.
I'm cat size.
I know.
You can still
And you
knock it
would
out.
Come across the road.
Tail in hand.
Yeah.
Sweats.
So
But it is not this day.
The greatest weapon.
Alright, everybody roll initiative again.
I'm already going.
Try this again.
More initiative.
Oh, good God.
Good lord.
I love these dice. I can't read them very well.
Yeah.
Just the lighting is an issue.
Alright.
13.
14.
Well.
Okay, so
You bested me this time.
Montour's going first. Then
Knocked a
we've
board
got
first.
Jen. And then we have Simon, you had a 10.
If it's alright with you, I'll go ahead and pre-roll.
Go for it. Do what you want to do.
Ah!
Ah!
And
Take that.
the bear still ends up going last. So this might just be a
A repeat.
giant frog round 2, but we'll
Okay.
find out. But yes, a giant bear comes into the road. And what do you do?
So what I'm going to do is, I actually think this time I'm going to want to keep my distance, so that is not what I'm going to roll for damage. However, I did roll an 18. I'm using my longbow to basically shoot it from a distance and try to keep a distance on it.
An 18 will definitely hit.
Fantastic. And that is base 5 damage. I have no bonus. Or do I add my dexterity because of a sidekick? Okay, so then I apologize. That is 7 damage total to this bear.
This bear.
And you did that twice, right?
No!
As a warrior, you have multi-attack.
I do have multi-attack. I should probably read
Yes.
my
At
character.
base level?
Well.
Yes, at base level, you get multi-attack.
That is a 16.
Yes.
And that is a 5. So in total, that is 12 damage.
12 damage. Oof, you hit the bear with that long... Oof. You hit the bear with your longbow, and it takes those 2 shots right to the chest. It is like, oh, that's not nice. But now it's angry, so...
I do not like the stab arrow, the
Jen.
stab range.
Jin will hold his initiative with the intention of helping one of his teammates next round.
So you...
Can I do that in combat?
Yes, so as your ability as an expert, the help action is actually a bonus action. So
Oh,
what you
okay.
can do is you can still attack, but then say, I'm going to help Lindau, or I'm going to help the flying sword so that they have advantage on their attacks.
Cool. Okay.
So you can do both.
Then I will attack.
Okay.
I will once again take my tail in my hands. While you ate honey bear, I studied the blade.
I'm picturing like the Obi-Wan style, like, you know.
18.
Okay, yeah.
Roll that d4. Come forward. 2.
Okay.
And once again, the 11 con save.
Do you add bonuses to damage? You do add your bonuses to damage as a...
I believe you do.
Oh, do I?
So I think... I don't know for sure, but I think pseudo dragons might have a bonus. Yeah, you get a +2. So it's your sting and your bite do the d4 +2 plus your
Oh, cool.
dexterity.
Plus dexterity. Okay, cool.
So then that would be 4 total damage.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And he did save against the con. So,
Cool.
So...
That's fine.
No knockout bear this time.
No knockout bear this time. So, then, who are you using your bonus action on to help?
I will use our Linda.
Linda, it's your turn.
Okay. I am going to go ahead and try for the firebolt again since
Okay.
it worked last time. And I roll with advantage because of
Yes.
Fantastic.
your boy's help, which is good because I
Shoot
just rolled a 6.
Yeah.
So a 6 or an 18. Okay.
Okay.
So unnatural 20.
Yep, definitely hits.
Yes. And now I roll my good old d10 for the firebolt and deal 4 fire damage.
Alrighty.
And then Oathkeeper comes in for the kill.
Actually, I messed it up. Oathkeeper is last, so it is now the bear's turn.
Fantastic.
So, you are the only one close.
Looking up at the bear.
So you are going to face this this brown bear as it attacks you with 1 bite and 1 of its claws. So
I would like to make, as my reaction, because I have the defender characteristic as a sidekick, I would like to make one of his attacks have disadvantage.
fantastic. So would you like that to be the bite or the
The
claw?
bite, please.
The bite. Yes, the
I will
bite.
let you know that the bite is 1d8. The claws are 2d6. So
I just don't want to get eaten.
I think we'll go with the bite then.
okay. So this is the first one. Well, all right. So it is going to. Does a 7 beat you?
No.
So you see as this brown bear goes to try and take a chunk out of you, and Montour like yells really loud or like or causes some sort of distraction that causes the bear to be like, what was that?
Throws a small
Exactly.
rock.
Exactly. So
Looks big.
It's distracted.
Hey!
Does
Square up.
a 13 hit you?
No.
Okay.
Almost.
Okay, so the bear will then try to attack you with its claws, and it will miss.
That leather cap really saved
Yeah, it
me
sure
on
does.
that one.
That leather cap saved your ass.
Well then, it is Oathkeeper's turn, and he will definitely hit. And
He will bonk.
come on, where are you? Okay. Oof. Alright, this bear is not looking good. It is definitely bloodied, and it is singed a little, and it's not looking happy. So, back to the top of the turn with Montour.
Fantastic. So I'm going to shoot it again, try to keep my distance,
Uh-huh.
but I'm going to kind of try to kite around a little bit, to get a different angle on it, try to be, a surprising angle,
Okay.
if you will. However, I rolled a 14 for the first one, and then a 7 for the second attack.
Okay. Your 14 will hit.
The 14 will hit. Fantastic. So then I rolled 5 damage.
Okay. The bear still stands, but it's not happy.
Fantastic.
Jen. Alright.
He sprints forward and leaps into the air. Squeeze! 60?
Yep.
Well, it's more than 60, but yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so 4.
Yes.
Yes.
As Jen goes to poke this bear for the last time, it gives out this roar as you poke it right in between the eyes, or in the eyeball, for whatever you want. As it squish and it kind of just tips over and has a good, nice nap.
Jin is the ultimate killer.
And that is again the end of the bear. I
And yea, verily, if you see me in the woods fighting the bear,
Help the bear!
because he don't need it.
did not expect sidekicks to. I mean, I guess I should have thought that, like, they would have been beefy, because I was like, oh, 3 level 1 sidekicks. Like,
I have very little HP. I wasn't expecting this either.
no, but
No.
the bear could have rolled well, or one of them could have rolled well enough. I was hoping that the frog would swallow one of you.
It's
Right.
It's really one of those things where we are very lucky right now.
Well,
Yeah.
a DC 11 con save or passing out seems pretty powerful.
It's a DC 11 to get poisoned, and then if they
Anything
fail by
lower
anything lower than a
5,
6.
yeah,
Yeah.
if it's anything lower than a 6,
And
then
the
they
frog rolled a 5.
It's also bonkers to be first level fighter and get 2 attacks.
Yes.
That's insane.
just yeah.
That's a bit much.
Sidekicks might be the way to go.
Yeah. Sidekicks are the new meta.
Good lord.
But
I'm
Yes.
sure there's a way to break the game with that. But
So-
we'll figure it out.
Before we leave the bear, Mortor is going to run up and, like, as he's running, like, switch out the sword and, like, stab the bear in the neck and be like, yes! Take that! Well done, team. Well done. Well done. Good job all around. Should we, perhaps, because it is the rainy season, can we perhaps take a little bit of time for the skinning of this bear hide? To potentially sell or be tanned for a bearskin cloak of some kind. It will definitely be warmer.
You would say sell, and Jordan would be like, sell, yeah, for gold.
For gold, yes.
Yes, that seems like a wonderful idea. Whew, yes.
go ahead, and whoever's skinning this bear or taking the teeth or the claws from this bear, go ahead and roll.
Do you think I could use any of the bear stuff for components for the magic?
This
Is
is
it a
just
magic
normal.
bear?
No, this is a normal brown bear. I wouldn't say so. Would it be a nature or a survival or
I
a
always-
medicine?
I always usually run it as a survival check.
Okay.
So
I would.
that's-
I
It
would
does
say
seem like a
it's-
survival
yeah.
check.
Yeah.
Yeah, to carve it up? Yeah.
Yeah.
nature is like knowing.
Ooh, boy.
Survival is just.
That is a 16.
Oh yeah, yeah. You are able to get a good
I have an 11
amount.
plus 5 to my survival check.
Yeah.
All right.
Scouts, man, they're the way to go. You are able to pretty cleanly take this hide off of the bear, as well as a couple of the claws and even the teeth.
Which would you prefer, the claws or the teeth for your valiant assistance?
Well, I would like the teeth.
I'll give you 2 teeth.
Yes. I will fashion these into daggers.
Ooh.
You wrap them around your tail to just get more points.
Oh yeah.
I grab my tail a little bit lower down and swing it like a.
It's a blade flail, just.
Good lord.
This.
But yes, that,
Yes.
that is all I wanted to do.
Anyway.
I know the tanning process takes a little bit longer, but so that'll
So,
just
I
be-
mean, but it will, instead of arriving in Estermary in the early morning the next day, you'll arrive around in the afternoon-ish, after taking care of this bear. You all arrive in the city of Estermary, the city of peacocks. You approach the eastern gate, and declare your intent within the city, which is, I assume, just to meet with a friend, to find your companion. They're not super picky. They're just like, as long as you're not like, for buffoonery and hooliganery, they're like, welcome to the city of peacocks. And you...
No shenanigans allowed.
No shenanigans allowed. Well, maybe some shenanigans.
I've never shenaned in my life.
But you have Gand.
I have a gand, but never shenanigans.
As you enter, you all know that you are making your way towards the College of Coxorth, which is on the northwestern side of the city, so you actually have to walk quite a bit to get there.
Right.
As you're walking in, you're kind of noticing this juxtaposition on this side of the city. On your right side, you're seeing the Upper Cross, where you're seeing these dark buildings with dust and soot, with waste kind of like paving the roads. Old banners praising the fair name are kind of like hanging limply on their strings. If you know kind of what happened, it's that this side of the city recently was the side of the city that the war hit the hardest, and you would know this personally. It's kind of clear that this is like where a lot of the issues kind of took place. On the south side of the road, though, you're seeing just a 20-foot wall of clean stone that's kind of sheltering the elites from this disturbing sight of, like, filth and hunger and,
Poverty.
poverty, gross, like, all that.
Ugh,
So,
the impoverished.
Yes.
It
That
smells like porn. Ew.
Ew.
I'm just saying ew because of that statement.
Yeah. But yes, so you are continuing your way through Estermary. You will see the different segments of the city, which I'm kind of just rushing you through because it's not super important for this campaign. But you'll see the Southern District, you'll see the harbors, until you reach the Market of Mystics, which is kind of your... it's right outside the College of Coxorth. It's basically where the legal sell of magical items, potions, and all that stuff can take place. You see a lot of, like... You see a lot of magic, but you also see a lot of, like... early, like, freshman year wizard school students who are trying to make a quick buck by selling off their, like... magical items that they've made that are like broken. So like it's like this statue will turn you into a cat, and you know like he'll hand it to you and it'll just like kind of fall in your hand to like putty, or like it just doesn't really work or anything like that.
It's a bunch of snake oil cells.
Yes. But yes.
This will make you a 1/4 inch taller.
It's just a pair of shoes.
These shoes,
This is
these
platform
shoes will make you a 1/2 inch taller. They worked.
That worked!
Look at this. But yes, you are...
But only when you wear them.
That is how magic items
That
work.
is how magic items work. But yes, so
I'll make the
you
rules.
make your way to the administrative center for the College of Coxorth. You enter through these, it's kind of like a brick wall with a single door to enter it. It's very like you would blink and you'd miss it situation, but you walk in and you see an administration desk and a 6'2" white dragonborn is working behind the desk. She's got glasses that are set very low. She's just like working away and having a great time.
She seems to enjoy her job.
Yes, she seems. I mean, you can ask her.
We need to burn this place.
What kind
Yes.
of liar is
I would
this?
flap up to her desk and stand there.
Oh, hello, dearie.
Hello.
Hello. What brings you here?
My name is Yuen, and these are my companions.
Oh, how nice. What's your name?
I am Morntor Rainsford.
Very nice.
Milady.
Very nice. And you?
I am Lindile Dimfa.
Oh, I love your mask. It's so
Thank you.
new. Ah, and what brings you here to the college? None of you look like students or parents of students?
No, we are actually here looking for a friend of ours. Goes by the name Wolsey Bayorn.
Ah, and she will go on to her. I mean, she doesn't really have a computer, but she's got like scrolls and stuff that she's going through and kind of like filtering through. She's like, well,
Maybe the name Lorcan Phrase here?
Well, Fad. Fad.
I'm not seeing really any of these names. Are they a student or part of the administration here?
Well, we received a message actually here from the college.
A paper. I would rummage through my little bag and pull out a piece of paper, and I would dip my tail in some ink, and I would draw the symbol that was on the letter.
Oh, yeah, and she would look at that. Oh,
This.
yes, that is the college symbol. So I'm assuming that your friend was here, but he didn't work here. Maybe a visitor?
Yeah. Well, yes. He says he would visit here quite often.
Okay, well, let me,
Sometimes.
and she will go through her visitor. She goes, yes, Wolsey Bjorn. He was here about 6 months ago, meeting with our, one of our faculty members. His name is Michael Gelhar. And, yes, he was here about 6 months ago. Is that who you're looking for?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay, well, he's not here now. Would you like to meet with Michael, or?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. So she will stand up from her desk, and you will see as she begins to lead you through the college gates that she is actually missing her left leg, and instead of it is like you can tell that it's a prosthetic, but it is magically it looks like ice. Just looks like a block of ice.
Oh.
So, but you can tell that it's like this is a prosthetic that she has that they've like put
That's
magic
metal.
on it. Yeah,
That's
they put
metal.
magic
That's
on
metal.
it. No, it's ice, and
okay,
to make
yes.
it look normal.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. If she will then introduce herself, she'll say, "My name is Zephora, and I work here." And
Did you say Zephora or Sephora?
Zephora?
Okay.
Because you gotta be different. And she will kind of lead you through and like point out some of the cool artifacts. Would you like to see the library, or are you in a hurry?
I do want to see the library, but maybe not right
Of
now.
course, I totally understand. And she
A
will.
bit of a hurry.
Yes, she will guide you toward
You
Michael's.
see, I'm a writer myself. I'm a poet.
Oh, really? And she will like engage with you in conversation and just like you can tell that she genuinely not only loves her job, but she wants to like help students in any way that she can, and is just like a good school administrative person. And she's very nice and very kind. And
She's
she
a
will,
rare breed.
yes.
She's a rare flower indeed.
Yes. And she will point you, and she'll say, "Alrighty now, just at the end of this hallway there'll be a giant door, and that is the door you're looking for. I do have to get back to my desk, but I do hope to hear from you. I hope you find your friend." And she'll wave to you all, and she will go back to her desk. But
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much for your
Sephora.
help.
yes. And she will be on her way. So you will continue down this hallway. And at the very end of the hallway, you will see a very large door that kind of blocks the path to what you assume will be his office. It is a carved stone that bends and twists on itself, kind of creating this masterpiece of stonework that even if you were a dwarf, you would be like, whoa, this is cool. It doesn't look normal. The door knocker is made in the face of a bear, so the bear is kind of like holding the ring in his mouth.
Oh, I've never been
got
here.
yeah, but he's got like peacock feathers behind the head.
Bizarre.
And
It's a fancy bear.
yes, so you approach the door. Knock, knock.
With the
And you see kind of an eye hole appear in the door and two blue eyes peeking out. And that is where we will end today. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to hit the button down below, all those buttons everyone else bugs you about, especially that notification bell so you know when that second episode is coming out. I hope you guys enjoyed.
I had a lot of
And
fun.
I know
this
for
was-
sure.
Joanne will return.
Yeah. I
In
know
Avengers
for-
Endgame.
I cannot. What?
the most ambitious crossover of history.
I am not going to second guess sidekicks again because holy cow, taking out a giant toad and a bear, like they didn't even
We
get
swing
their
hard.
turns. Yeah.
That was
Apparently.
very
I
quick.
thought that it was gonna be like going to bring you guys to death saving throws, and it was going to be this intense thing. Nope.
Yeah, we
And maybe
thought,
later,
we thought
but-
it was Dark Souls, but it turned into Monster Hunter pretty quickly.
Yeah, it was just like
Oh yeah.
That was almost Dynasty Warriors.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll just tank this fireball. Oh, that dude just cleaved through 10 guys? Nah.
Nah.
Anyways.
Some of these abilities that sidekicks have are insanely cool.
Yeah.
Like,
But they're
very,
super easy to fill
very
out too.
simplistic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Very simplistic.
Like part of the design philosophy that they talked about, one of the things that Mike Merles like brought up was these are meant to be the kind of characters that you can just like take the stat block for the creature, add one ability to it, depending on which one of the types of sidekick you're playing,
Mm-hmm.
and then immediately play. So
I mean-
even if it's something that happens mid-session, the DM can be like, okay, here's this character.
I mean, that's what I did.
Yeah.
For normally to take a level 1 character sheet, it takes you what, like maybe
Yeah,
an
you gotta
hour
roll
to
all
2
your
hours or
stats,
something
gotta
like
pick your
that.
race.
So you
pick your
just use the
class, pick your
stats
background.
from the
Right.
stat block.
Doing
That's super easy.
All three
Yeah.
of these character sheets
It's-
took me less than an hour.
So
Yeah,
that's awesome.
it's designed to be super fast, super simple, and yeah, this was
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to next session.
Mhm.
Yes.
But
Hope you guys are
yeah.
too.
Alrighty, lunch buddies, we will see you next time. So, I've been Kat.
I'm Arden XIII. I'm still waiting on that ramen.
Good old Mal.
and I'm Critical Blink.
Alrighty, we'll see you next time, guys.
Bye.
Bye.